Look, no one is coming in to buy Ourea events races. Why? Because Ourea don't want to sell them, and they never have. Ourea knew they were in trouble back in 2021 after COVID, and the escape route was already mapped out way back then when they set up a company called Ourea Events Holdings. This new company lay dormant until 2024, 2 years ago, when it effectively bought ownership and control of Ourea Events for £150,000. Now, as the parent company, Ourea Events Holdings have no liability whatsoever for debts accrued by Ourea Events or monies owed by them to creditors or participants. Ourea took around £900,000 in deferred income in 2024. That's essentially race entry fees. We don't have the accounts for 2025, but they probably took a similar amount in money from participants for events in 2026 that it now can no longer deliver. That money wasn't ring-fenced, but that's fairly normal. But it means that money was used already for servicing existing debts and basically running the business. If you paid for an event that is no longer going ahead, then you are classed as an unsecured creditor. And I'm afraid it's unlikely that you'll get any of your money back. There's a vague possibility you might get a discount off a future event if and when Ourea re-emerges as a restructured company. Dragon's Back and the other races on Ourea Events books are iconic, well-loved races in the UK. It's no wonder that Ourea want to keep control of them. And I also think it's highly unlikely that any other company would want to come in and take the risk of buying them. But we can't have it both ways. If Ourea were to try and pay back the money it owes, as much of it as it can, it would be dead in the water, and those races we love are never coming back. By the way, if you're finding this video in any way useful or interesting, then please do hit the like button, click subscribe, and consider becoming a member of the channel if you'd like to support us a little bit more. Much appreciated. Now, if I had to choose, there are probably only two races that I would really want to save from the Ourea lineup, and that's Dragon's Back and Skyline Scotland. Now, Dragon's Back is iconic enough that it could probably be profitable on its own, but what race company can you think of in the UK who would be in any way interested in taking it over, or be able to do it as well as Ourea from a logistical and experience point of view, not necessarily a financial point of view? I mean, Racing the Planet, Rat Race, they are not interested, honestly. They're not going to buy Dragon's Back, and certainly not UTMB. It just doesn't fit UTMB's model at all. And then we've got Skyline Scotland. Now, as I said in my previous video, Skyline Scotland would be absolutely perfect with a little bit of tweaking for UTMB to take over. Fits their model perfectly. They need a race in Scotland. They'd certainly love a race in Scotland. But I just cannot see it happening. Firstly, because I just don't think Ourea will want to sell. And secondly, I'm not sure UTMB would want to take the risk. As tough as it might be to take for those participants who've paid money out, and I feel for you, if we want these races to survive, the only way I can see it happening is if we allow Ourea to wipe the slate clean and start again. Phoenixing a company isn't illegal, although it is frowned upon a little, it's somewhat ethically questionable, but it may be the only chance we have of getting these races back. You know, if you're unhappy with race companies behaving unethically, then you can just do what I've done today, you know. 21k on the hills, on the trails of the UK. You don't have to pay a race company to have an adventure. And I've been able to come out here for absolutely nothing. No mandatory kit required, no crowds, just beautiful solitude and the sound of the birds. Get your trainers on, get your shorts on, and get out there and stop moaning. And with that, have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you on the start line next time.